Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. Activists are now worried that gonorrhea could become as dangerous as HIV in Fiji. It's the most common sexually transmitted infection in the country, and global research shows it resists all forms of antibiotics. Eleanor Turangaiviu with the report.
The United Nations Health Agency has found that drug-resistant strains of gonorrhea have spread to countries around the world. And for Fiji, where this STI is prevalent, it's a serious matter.
And this new STI is a scare because of the possibility that it brings to itself certain characteristics that is only associated with HIV. And one of the greatest one is that it is uncurable.
As many as 800 new cases of gonorrhea are recorded every year, an alarming number by any standards. It has the potential to become a major threat like HIV.
Let's say if this superbug comes to Fiji and let's say it infects 4,000 people, who's going to pay for this drug to even control them?
If this new strain of gonorrhea becomes untreatable, the health implications could be significant. So what can one do to prevent getting gonorrhea? The answer is simple. Practice safe sex. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
The European Union is ready to reinstate direct assistance to the sugar industry, but the conditions it has set for Fiji remain. Ritika Pratap has more.
The European Union says it's encouraged by recent developments in Fiji and welcomes steps taken towards democracy. The head of the EU in Fiji, Alistair MacDonald, in response to questions from FBC News says they'd like to see these developments implemented without restrictions and according to the basic democratic principles of inclusiveness and transparency. The EU says tangible results in the move to democracy, such as the constitutional review, will be met by parallel steps from them. These may include renewed direct assistance to the sugar sector. $350 million worth of assistance was withdrawn in 2006 after the Bainimarama government came into power. MacDonald says the funding isn't blocked. The funds are implemented by non-government organizations for social assistance in the sugar-producing areas. Despite key moves by the government in preparation for elections, the EU remains apprehensive. It says should the constitutional process comply with key democratic criteria such as inclusiveness, equal representation and openness, direct assistance to the sugar industry could be reinstated. The EU is also ready to provide financial and technical support to the Constitutional Commission and the Constituent Assembly as well as other elections preparation. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Fiji Roads Authority admits road conditions around Fiji aren't helping economic development and investment. The authority says the current state of the roads doesn't meet requirements. As Christopher Chand reports, close to $500 million will be spent bringing roads up to scratch.
Roads in some places are worse than they've ever been, littered with potholes. Jokes about lava pits on the highways are common among motorists.
There's a huge bow wave of investment required to get on top of it. It's going to take some time, and I would actually predict it's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
This is a sign that the government isn't sitting back, doing nothing. Reforms are starting from the ground up, scraping the Department of National Roads and replacing it with the Fiji Roads Authority, a private firm.
The FRA is going to be a small, lean management unit. It's going to be a single unit that looks after all roads in Fiji. The national roads, the municipal roads, the provincial roads.
So what changes can we expect on our roads?
I think we'll be in the maintenance and renewal area. Bruce tells me that there hasn't really been a reseal on the network for over 10 years.
The biggest changes in road management will be more money pumped into repairs and maintenance in the next 3 years and more accountability. The authority will also hire private companies to patch up roads and improve skills and capability of its own staff. Christopher Chand, FBC News.